Hello, Aries. It's Marley with Fawnandfireintuitive. I hope you guys are doing awesome. I'm excited about this reading. This is for Aries Sun. It can also work for Aries Moon and Rising. If it doesn't resonate with you, you can check out my readings for your Moon and Rising sign. But, 2020 is coming up. It's the end of a decade, start of a new decade, start of a new year. And what's interesting, 2020 not only represents vision, like really being able to um, create something, but it's also 22 is a master number. Okay, so it is the master builder, and you have the ability. There is this momentum behind the energy of 2020 where you can, whatever you are creating, it is going to multiply. It is going to be bigger than you expected. So it's important to really have clear vision to make sure that you are building what you want to, because either way, it is going to be expansive, and it can. You have the ability to, with the zeros there, really kind of make a choice, zero out past stories, past narratives, past pain, past patterns that haven't been creating what you want, and really get aligned with the vision, the purpose, and the desires that you do have. Okay, so first off, it's really based around your sun sign. There's a huge aspect of your sun sign that's going to come into play, because it is kind of all encompassing of certain strengths and weaknesses that we have that kind of define us, because of just beliefs we have about ourselves, limiting beliefs, but also things that have been backed up positively in our life. Okay, so for Aries, you are a cardinal sign, and that means that first off, there's going to be huge change in the spring. You tend to bring in a lot in the spring. Okay, but I feel like, even though that's awesome, that Aries is usually able to create and come up with great ideas in the spring, it doesn't mean that you need to be limited the rest of the year. And it seems like it's really important for you to really actually make it a priority leading up to 2020 and during 2020 to be consciously creating every season. And for you, I feel like the zero aspect of 2020 is really important, okay? Because that zero aspect, it is about truly transmuting energy, transmuting pain, forgiving, okay? It's about releasing the kind of the debt, like letting go of the debt that maybe deep down you feel like people owe you, or whether it's a specific person or a specific circumstance that has kind of haunted you a little. There's this need to kind of zero that out and really work on coming together with people, coming together with yourself, bringing together your ideas and your energy to really create. I do get a sense for Aries in particular, there's going to be certain things coming in. It could be a specific person too. We're going to look into the tarot. I already pulled an oracle card, and I'm going to pull the tarot, but it could be a specific person coming back, and it may be someone you want back. It may not be. It may even be, heading into 2020, kind of old stuff with family being stirred up. But anything that's being stirred up, anything that's being that comes in to revisit, it may not be reconciliation romantically. It may be, but there is kind of this reconciliation of being able to purge the past story so that you can create more, so that you're not held back by past stories. You got the bee spirit. Sweet results await. And what's awesome about the bee, first off, the bee is so Aries. The bumblebee, it should be impossible for it to be able to fly, yet it can. Like, physiologically, it shouldn't be able to fly, yet it can. And not only that, bees are so crucial to our infrastructure. They take what is it called? I'm getting tired. It takes the pollen from one place to another. It helps fertilize the planet, and so and the vegetation. And so there's this aspect of. I heard the song "Sweet Home Alabama." Okay, so I feel like there's going to be certain things, especially heading into 2020. It could even be this holiday season or preparing for the spring of 2020. There's going to be certain things coming back from childhood, from the past, and all of it is meant to, it's kind of bringing the pollen to fertilize the new areas of growth in your life. So it's important when it comes in, even if it's uncomfortable, to just observe it, really be able to see like, okay, let go of the past definitions, the past stories, really seek mutual understanding, and kind of let it go once and for all. Because so for some of you, because I know some of you have experienced like really difficult situations, and for some of you, it's like that situation, keeping that old story, not letting it go, having to like be a victim of that story, it's holding you down. It's making it physically impossible for you to fly. And so you're going to be given an opportunity to revisit some of those things, and be careful not to just assign the same definition, because when it's coming back, it's meant to help you just overcome it, and so that you can get to where you're wanting to go, so that you can really start to create this beautiful, vast, like abundant garden or vegetation or just abundance. So let's see what else comes out, okay? If you guys are looking for a personal reading, my information's in the box below. If you like this video, please like it, comment, share, subscribe. It helps the channel so much. I greatly appreciate your support. I've always, from day one, really appreciated how Aries has always had my back. So let's get some more information. Sweet results await. You know what's interesting? I feel like this is another thing I feel like you've already put in so much of the work. Like you have been, pollinating different things. And that's possibly why spring is coming out as well. It's like finally you're going to see the results. And you definitely don't want to get in your own way. So I think the forgiveness part is important. And one thing I do is, even as I'm falling asleep at night, I say, whatever, like anybody, like if I know that I've like placed a judgment or I'm harboring some sort of resentment, I say, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. Because I want to clear out that energy. I want to transmute it. The 0 point is like a crystal. We use crystals to transmute energy. Well, forgiveness is the same way. Even if we're like, it wasn't my fault, it wasn't my action, there's something about recognizing that we are all a reflection of one another, and that the same way people have caused us pain, we have caused others pain. Oftentimes we have judged someone or labeled them, and then because our beliefs are there, they start to show up like that more and more in our life. And I'm not blaming you, I'm just saying for your benefit, to just be able to, like, before you go to bed at night, even just saying it, even just the act of saying it, it helps you get to the place where you can actually release it. And sometimes there are days I say it a lot, if I know like I'm kind of getting anxious and I'm being held back by a certain thing, or I'm thinking about something that's not healthy for me too much, I will just say it, like 20 times until it feels looser, freer. Trust. Look at that. We have two butterflies mirroring each other. So there is an aspect, for some of you, it could be someone coming back in, and maybe it seems like you're not sure if you can trust them. And I'm not saying to like put yourself in a toxic situation, but you are being encouraged to trust. And a lot of it is coming out around like relating with somebody else. You don't want to project past pain onto future relationships as well. So you don't want to constantly be looking for maybe where you're getting betrayed. We have the Magi in reverse. And Get Wild in reverse. Yeah, you don't want to be like howling at the moon, like just assuming the worst, okay? And there's also kind of an aspect here of where it could be like you think like, I don't like that kind of I don't like that zodiac sign, or I don't like this, or I don't like that. Like you don't want to follow after a certain path, yet you could be kind of being guided to follow a path that you're like, this is stupid. I don't want to do that. You know, when I think about the Magi, especially with like Christmas coming up, you know, they were astrologers, and they were the first ones who saw the star and were like, something's going on, and followed it to baby Jesus. You know, so you could be seeing certain signs that you're meant to follow, but if you aren't trusting, or if you kind of place a judgment, it could hold you back. But let me get some more information. Yeah, some of you too, you might be being called to like venture away from home, or venture away from a place that's comfortable. Oh my gosh, so many signs. Out of the readings I've done, there's only one who didn't get this card in reverse. Everybody is. 9 of Cups in reverse. You know, this is really paying attention. You might have a lot of things around you that are comfortable, but they might not be satisfying. You know, he is sitting in front of these cups alone. He's sitting in front, he's got the cups around him, but he's not even really fully paying attention to them. He's focused on something else. And, you know, be wary of anything. I just saw 1111. Be wary of anything that is blocking your ability to be expansive. For some of you, there may be certain things chemically to watch out for, whether that be food, certain foods. 5 of Wands. Distractions is mostly what it is. Okay, distractions. For some of you too, it could have a lot to do, heading up to 2020, you might really want to work on your subconscious mind, okay? Because we have the home here, we have the past, kind of reconciling stories of the past, and it's very powerful to reprogram our subconscious mind, because so much of our subconscious was programmed like birth to 4 years old, okay? And, you know, those aren't truly our beliefs. We think like that's my personality, that's who I am, but really it's who you were programmed to be. And I think that's even with like astrology. Like even if you're like resonating too much with your sign, like there are a lot of programs that we take on, you know, like, and that we assign to other people, like narcissist or Aries or a twin flame. Like we take on the programs, we take on those definitions, and they just start to play out in our life. And if you're noticing like things are feeling scattered, you're not feeling like yourself, there might be a need to be like, okay, some of these things that I thought defined me, like I am more expansive than that. I'm able to rise above that. I am not limited by like what my parents said I was. I'm not limited by a sign, or like a zodiac sign, or a certain relationship, or what people quantified me as. Yeah, it's almost like you're getting ready to not go by the book. You're going to be much more expansive, okay? And there's a need to trust. What's this get wild about? Yeah, so we have the Hermit. This can be a Virgo, but there's this thing, it's like there's something that's been bothering you, something that's been shoved down, something that's been hidden for a long time, and you've been like howling at it, and now you're actually going in search of like the star, like what will really satisfy you. And in some cases, you know, we can kind of limit and say, this is my star, this is what I want, this is all I want, you know. And we're so focused on the star in the box that we're missing like this incredible galaxy, okay? And we don't want like our wish to control us from the outside. We have the ability to control and tame the beast, okay? And this can be like emotional stuff. This can be healing and forgiving and being patient with like a heartbreak situation or a betrayal situation, reframing that story, going in search of a way to define it differently. Yeah, rewriting the book, because, you know, with this Magi card, there is a spider. And the spider builds a web, okay? And that's kind of like the tapestry of our life. You know, we're threading it, and then we get to the end and we see this tapestry. Well, you might be in a place where you're like, I don't like this. This is ugly. I don't like this tapestry. This web cannot catch anything that I want it to catch. So even here, there's the sword. There's a need to go back. Wow, is that a crystal too? Yep. There's a need to go back to the truth, that zero, and purify. Purify, forgive, release the old story, okay? Recognize sometimes everything that we see, it is a reflection of us. If it resonates with us, it's a reflection, but it's not that you did the same action, it's that the origin is the same, like the pain or the wound or the motivation, okay? So you might think like, oh, that person is such a player. But in reality, like you're using love, like you're gamifying love. You want to win love, or it can play out in a lot of different ways. But there is this kind of healing from betrayal, and I feel like you have been searching for it, and that you are tired of, you're tired of that scattered energy. You're tired of, you have enough, but you're not satisfied. And so it seems like the next level kind of preparing you for 2020 is forgiveness, healing. And for some of you, really focusing on your health. For some of you, really focusing on your health. Because it's fighting against what you're trying to create. And like I was saying with your subconscious mind, you can start with listening to subliminals and saying affirmations over yourself, because 60 to 70% of the battle is reprogramming our subconscious mind, because that's what fights against us so much, and so, you can listen to subliminals as you're doing other things or as you're falling asleep at night. Make sure you drink a lot of water and listen with headphones, and make sure it's a subliminal that you trust. I do make subliminals if you want a personalized one. Then we have the Magician in reverse. So it could be heartbreaking because you dealt with someone who manipulated you, or just you haven't been able. It could just be that either you don't feel equipped to overcome certain issues, or you just don't like what's been created, and you're trying to control this feeling inside. You could be self-medicating. 9 of Pentacles. But yeah, there is this aspect of, the 9 of Pentacles, it is kind of paying attention to the practical. Even with the Magician, he has everything he needs to create. And it could just be that because of certain past pain or trauma, you've locked like all of your abundance, all of like you're this amazing person who can create so much, and yet you've kept some of it behind lock and key. Like you haven't necessarily wanted to put in the effort, or you haven't felt the passion, or your emotions haven't felt balanced enough, or you haven't gotten your thoughts in alignment. But like, even if it feels impossible, even if you feel like, I'm too big for that, or I'm not good enough for that, like you're being encouraged that sweet results await, especially as you work on this forgiveness and reconciliation aspect. Okay, I'm going to finish this up. High Priestess. Yes, going deeper. Aries, you guys have been, at least I know that a lot of the Aries who have been watching my channel, you guys have been on a very, very deep spiritual journey, very much like Pisces' journey, and you guys have been through a lot. And I know with some Aries that I know, it's been hard to get past the final thing. It's been hard to let go of certain things, certain patterns. And I feel like 2 of the most important things coming out for you right now is, 1, really pay attention to the other people in your life. And the other one is, make sure when you're given an opportunity to reconcile, and even if you're not, even if it comes to your heart, to your memory, don't be afraid to let go of the past and forgive the past and start a new story, okay? If you guys need a personal reading, my website's in the box below. The Master Conduit course is starting this month again, and then we're going to start the next level up in January. So the first one is really about being able to identify your vibration, your motivations, why there are blocks, get past those blocks, find those core wounds, get past them, tune into your intuition, tune into your power so that you can really create. It's very healing, especially if you have something that like you haven't been able to overcome, you haven't been able to reconcile, and it's been driving you crazy and you felt a little stuck. It's very good for that. And then in January, we're going to really move on to like mastering like our power, really understanding the absolute power we have that is backed up by science, the laws of energy, the laws of the universe. It's biblical. It is all, that's what's so amazing, is that truly when you study and you search deep, everything is saying the same thing, okay? And so you have so much power to create. You are a master. Yeah, so I'm on Instagram if you guys want to follow me there. And if you want to reach out to me, I would love that. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye, Aries.